Everyone, this is teacher Tianshi from Sync Academy, and welcome to our new week, which is the second week of the practice problem. And today we are going to talk about the linear equations, and particularly we will talk about the solving for linear equations involving parameter. So actually, first of all, let's review some of the basic concepts in linear equation. So this is a very important formula. And also we have some of the characteristics in the linear equation. So the linear equation, the standard form is y equals to mx plus b, and m is the slope, while b is the y-intercept. And the properties is that there is a non-vertical line that passes through the point 0, b, and also negative b over m 0. So b is the y-intercept and negative b over m is the x-intercept. And for the graph, actually, we have several situations. So if m is a positive number, it means that it's like the slope is a positive one. So it's moving upward. And here we have different situations. And if b is a positive number, means that the y-intercept is a positive number. So it actually passes through the quadrant 1, 2, and also 3. But if b is a negative number, it passes through the quadrant 1, 3, and 4. But if b is 0, it means that the y-intercept is the origin. So it's a very special form of the linear equation. It is called the Dirac variation. And we also have the second scenario when m is the negative number, means that the slope is moving downward. And we also have 3 different situations. So if b is a positive number, it's passed through the quadrant 1, 2, and 4. If b is a negative number, it passes through 2, 3, 4. And if b is a 0, it's another form of the Dirac variation, while it passes through the quadrant 2 and 4. So based on whether m is a positive number or negative number, whether y increases or decreases as x increases are different. So if m is a positive number, basically y increases as x increases because it's moving upward. But if m is a negative number, it means that y will decreases as well increases because it's moving downward. So these are all the basic concepts for linear equation. And now we are going to talk about 2 difficult questions about parameter. So actually parameter refers to the variable a. So this is not the variable in this question. So in that case, we should treat them as a normal number. So basically for this question, so let's read this question together. X plus b equals to ax minus 8. So we have 2 parameters here. So not only we have a, but also b, right? So x is a variable. So we should treat everything except x as the parameter or the normal number. So we should put something related to x on one side of the equation and put something unrelated to x to the other side. So which term is involving x? So here we have 4x, and also here we have ax. So we need to put them on the same side. So we should move the term ax to the other side. So we need to flip the sign. So 4x minus ax equals to negative a, and then we need to move b to the other side. So we should change the sign. So negative 8 minus b. And then 4x minus ax. So we can put 4 minus a in front, so they become the coefficient for x equals to minus 8 minus b. So here we have one equation that is involving x and also parameter. So do you think that x will equals to negative 8 minus b divided by 4 minus a? Actually, this is one case, but not the only case, because if a equals to 4, then actually we cannot divide 0 on the other side. So actually this only happens if a is not equals to 4. So if a is not equals to 4, actually the value for x equals to negative 8 minus b divided by 4 minus a. So this is the first scenario, and we also have another scenario. So if a equals to 4, then the left side will just be 0. So in that case, if b equals to -8, then actually we have the equation 0x equals to -8 plus 8, which is 0. So actually, no matter what is the value for x, the equation always will be valid. So actually, x can be any real number, right? So this is the second scenario. So if a is 4 and b is -8, actually x has no limit. X can be any real number. But if a equals to 4, but b is not equals to -8. So for example, we on the left side we have 0x, but on the right side we have something that is not equals to 0. Then actually there is no solution for x, because under no circumstance can the equation be valid. So there is no solution for x. So actually for this question, we have 3 situations, and based on whether a equals to 4 and whether b equals to -8 or not, we need to discuss different situations. So that's all for this question, and let's go to the last question. So this question is even harder because we have a system of linear equations that is involving parameter, which is m. So let's see this question. So this is a linear equation respect to x and y, and the solution satisfies one inequality. So x is smaller than y plus 2. Then we need to calculate what is the range of. So here we have the first equation, 3x plus 2y equals to m plus 1. And the second equation is x plus 4y equals to 5m minus 1. So actually we can use the first equation minus the second equation. So what would we get? So 3x minus x is 2x, and then 2y minus 4y is minus 2y. And on the right side, we have m plus 1 minus 5m plus minus 1. So m minus 5m, we have -4m, and plus 1 minus -1, we have plus 2, right? Because m plus 1 minus 5m minus 1 equals to -4m plus 2. And then actually we can divide both sides by 2, and then we will have an equation about x minus y. So x minus y equals to -2m plus 1. So here, the inequality that is given in the question, we only have left x on the left side and y plus 2 on the right side. So we can change the form for this inequality. So we can rewrite the inequality to be x minus y is smaller than 2. So actually, from this one, we can represent x minus 1 in the form of -2m plus 1. So we can substitute the combo x minus y to be -2m plus 1 is smaller than 2. And then we can solve for the range of m. So -2m plus 1 is smaller than 2. So -2m is smaller than 1. And then we can divide both sides by -2. So m will be larger than -1/2. And in the last step, don't forget to flip the sign because we need to divide the negative number on both sides of the equation. Okay, so that's all for today's practice problems. And if you have any questions, you can look at the answer key and also watch them. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.